Hi and welcome to JC Learning. Today we're going to talk about Swedish noun groups, which is called Substantiv grupper in Swedish. We define nouns in Swedish with article en and article ett. Approximately 80% of all nouns are n words. There are no particular rules for if a noun is an n word or if a noun is an ett word. You just have to memorize. We have 5 different noun groups in Swedish. We have group 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And in group 1 we have a particular type of pattern that you can look at. So, a girl, en flicka. All nouns in group 1 ends with an a. So that's a good thing to remember. Also, if we talk about several girls, as in flickor, that's plural indefinite form. And that always has an OR in the ending. And then we can talk about that girl, den flickan, and that goes back to the stem and has a and n in the ending. And the last one, when we talk about those girls, de flickorna, then it becomes the same stem from the plural indefinite form as in O, R plus NA, urna. This is always the same pattern for every group 1 noun. So try and remember that. Group 2 is a little bit more complex. We have 3 types of different endings for noun group 2. So, we have nouns that end with a consonant, or we have nouns that end with an E, or we have nouns that end with an ing ending. What they do have in common is that they all end with an AR in plural indefinite form, EN in singular definite form, and with AR and A in plural definite form. So, listen to the examples. We have en hund, a dog. That noun ends with a consonant. It becomes hundar in plural indefinite form, several dogs. And singular definite form like that dog, it becomes hunden or den hunden. And those dogs becomes in plural definite form hundarna or de hundarna. And then we have the noun en bulle, a bun, ends with an E, so that's also a group 2 noun. It becomes bullar in plural indefinite form and bullen in singular definite form and bullarna in plural definite form. And the last one is en teckning, a drawing, becomes teckningar in plural indefinite form and teckningen singular definite form and teckningarna in plural definite form. Group 3 is even harder. I'm sorry, but it is hard. And why it is hard, it is because we also have nouns here that ends with a consonant. And why is that? Well, they are usually international words. So we have borrowed words from other languages. So they end with an ER instead of AR like they do in group 2. But it's really hard to know if it's an international word or not. So that is usually quite confusing. But this is the rule. And we also have nouns in this group that has stress syllable in the end of the word. And that's also really hard to know. Usually these words are quite short. And a tip to know if it's a stress syllable and has ER in plural indefinite form is to check the pressure of the air on your hand when you're saying the word. So if you try to say en cat and you put your hand in front of your mouth, then you would feel that en cat, the air hits the hand in the end of that pronunciation. Try that. So that's number 2. And then we have nouns that changes vowels in plural form. So we have O becomes Ö in plural form, or we have other nouns that has like A becomes Ä in plural form. They are also quite hard to know. I would just suggest for you to memorize these. So we can check the examples though. They all get ER in plural indefinite form, EN in singular definite form, and ERNA in plural definite form. So we have en student, a student. Flera studenter, several students. Den studenten, that student. De studenterna, those students. And then we have en katt, a cat. Flera katter, several cats. Den katten, that cat. De katterna, those cats. And the next one is en familj, a family. Flera familjer, several families. Den familjen, that family. De familjerna, those families. And the last one where we change the vowel is en fot, a foot. Flera fötter, several feet. Den foten, that foot. De fötterna, those feet. Group 4 is easy. We have nouns here that has article et and that ends with an vowel. So let's hear. We have ett äpple, an apple. We have flera äpplen, several apples. We have det äpplet, that apple. And then we have de äpplena, those apples. So they are conjugated exactly the same if they are ett word that ends with a vowel. We can look at the other one too. It ends with an O but still a vowel. Ett piano, a piano. Flera pianon, several pianos. Det pianot, that piano. De pianorna, those pianos. Group 5 is quite easy too. We have both ett and en words in group 5, and the common thing here is that they end in the same way for singular and plural indefinite form. Look at these examples. Ett hus, a house. Flera hus, several houses. That's the same. But it will differ here when we go to definite singular form and definite plural form. Det huset, that house, becomes a T because it's a ett word. De husen, those houses, has an N ending because it's a ett word. So look at the next one, it's the same as the first one. Ett barn, a child. Flera barn, several children. Det barnet, that child. De barnen, those children. And then we have an N word too, and that's a bit different when you conjugate the single definite form or when you conjugate the plural definite form. Let's look at that. En målare, a painter. Flera målare, several painters. Den målaren, that painter. De målarna, those painters.